in a game show studio shows Phil Hartman in a suit who says, "Hello, I'm Hill Fartman, and welcome to Win a Date with Lisa Marie Presley, where our three contestants will have a chance to win a date with the recently departed Miss Presley by answering some trivia questions. Our three contestants are Michael Jackson. Shows John Belushi as Michael Jackson. Belushi. He. Hartman. He, indeed. Second, we have Patrick Swayze. Shows Chris Farley as Patrick Swayze. Farley. I'm ready for a nice date with some dirty dancing at the Roadhouse. Hartman. And finally, Burt Reynolds. Shows Norm Macdonald as Burt Reynolds. Macdonald whispers, "I'm not really Burt Reynolds, you know. I'm actually Norm Hartman." Okay, thank you, Mr. Reynolds. And the first question, who was Lisa Marie's mother? Belushi rings in and says, "The Virgin Mary, Your Honor." Hartman, Jesus Christ, Lisa wasn't Jesus Christ. And you don't have to call me Your Honor. I'm not a judge. Farley rings in and says, "Jennifer Grey, Your Majesty." Hartman, no, Lisa Marie's mother wasn't your co-star from Dirty Dancing, and I'm not royalty. You don't need to refer to me as Your Majesty. McDonald rings in and says, "Who is Riley Coe, you know?" Hartman, that is incorrect, and this isn't Jeopardy. You don't have to answer in the form of a question. You named her daughter, but not her mother, who is Priscilla Presley. McDonald, who the hell is Priscilla Presley? Hartman, moving on, the second question, who was Lisa's famous father? Belushi rings in and says, "Me, Michael Jackson." Hartman, that's incorrect. Farley rings in and says, "Frank Sinatra, you dirty old windbag." Hartman, that's incorrect, and for the record, I'm not the president. You don't need to refer to me as a dirty old windbag. Mr. Reynolds, do you have the answer? McDonald, I got no clue, you know. Hartman, really? McDonald, that's correct, you old hound dog. Hartman, okay, wow. The answer was, of course, Elvis Presley. Belushi, Billie Jean is not my lover. Hartman, very good, Mr. Jackson. Speaking of Mr. Jackson, the final question is, name any of Lisa's prior husbands. Belushi rings in and says, "She's just a girl who claims that I am the one, but the kid is not my son." Hartman, okay, since you said, and I quote, "I am the one," we're going to give you the correct answer, which means you, Michael Jackson, win a date with your ex-wife, Lisa Marie Presley. Anything to say, Michael? Belushi, dead from the earth, we're not alive. It's Saturday Not Alive, starring John Belushi, Chris Farley, Phil Hartman, Jan Hooks, Norm Macdonald, Gilda Radner, Denitra Vance, and with many other special deceased contributors. Musical guest, Lisa Marie Presley, and your host, Michael Jackson. Everybody, Michael Jackson. Applause, applause, applause. Jackson. Thank you. Thank you. I'm happy to be here. I was a singer, songwriter, dancer, and philanthropist. I was called the King of Pop. I was regarded as one of the most significant cultural figures of the 20th century. Over a 4-decade career, my contributions to music, dance, and fashion, along with my publicized personal life, made me a global figure in popular culture. I popularized many dance moves, including the moonwalk, and I'm the most awarded musician in history. Applause, applause, applause. Chris Farley comes out and says, Mr. Jackson? Jackson. Yeah, hey, Chris. How can I help you? Farley. Can I ask you a few questions? Jackson. Sure, Chris. Go ahead. Farley. Remember when you were with the Jackson 5? Jackson. Sure, yeah. Farley. That was awesome. Jackson. Yeah, it was. Farley. Remember when you were accused of abuse? Jackson. I actually kind of like to just forget about all that. Farley grabs at his hair and yells, Idiot! God, stupid! What a dumb question! Jackson. Don't worry about it, Chris. I get asked about that all the time. Barbara Walters just asked me about it last week. Farley. Really? Jackson. Yep. Farley. Remember when everyone said you died? That was a hoax, right? Jackson. No, Chris. That wasn't a hoax. I am really dead. Farley. Oh, right. God, I'm an idiot. Anyway, we got time for one last question? Remember when you said in the song Billie Jean that the kid is not your son? Is that true? Jackson. That's true, Chris. That kid was not my son. Farley. Awesome. Jackson. Well, thanks for the questions, Chris. Anyway, we have a wonderful show tonight. I have a date I won with our musical guest, my ex-wife Lisa Marie Presley. So get ready for Lights Out. We'll be right back.